You are listening to Serving Up the D, November 13th, 2023. What's going on, Gary?
Oh, thoughts and prayers go out to the Michigan program.
They're such victims. We're victims.
Let's just get right
You
into the whole
cheated!
Michigan stuff.
I don't understand this, victim mentality. You cheated, you got caught cheating, pointing and saying, well, they did it too, doesn't change the fact that you cheated. He got 3 games. That's not even. It's not even 3 games.
It's a limp wristed.
Yeah.
It's a limp wristed
It's
suspension. Come
3
on,
times
call it
you're
what it
not
is.
allowed on the sideline. Ooh. He still gets to do everything during the week. And then
He can be a
Moore can
practice
coach
film
on
session as game
Saturday
plan.
and cry after the game because, that's what we do. When we're the ones that got caught cheating, we're going to cry and curse and act like we're the victims.
That was
agreed.
awesome. Where Sharon Moore thanks the Lord and then proceeds to drop F-bombs and whatever else right afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I aren't the most churchy guys in the world, but I don't think that meshes too well.
It was so on brand. It's what they are. Do something wrong and then turn it around and say, oh, we're so aggrieved. Nobody likes us. Everyone's against us. Free Harbaugh. Are you kidding?
Just to recap, because we haven't talked about this since I think before anybody even knew who Connor. We were just finding out a little bit about Connor Stallions. So Michigan cheats. They get investigated. They cut Connor Stallions loose so he doesn't have to comply with any of the investigations with the Big Ten or the NCAA. Then Michigan responds to the NCAA or the Big Ten investigation, doesn't deny the cheating, just says, like you said, oh, well, they did this and we did that and everybody's doing it and stuff and things.
And government officials are going to write a letter to the Big Ten. And
we're going to leave the Big Ten. Okay.
Bye.
Sure you are.
Don't let the door
Sure
hit you like anybody fucking cares. Leave.
They basically dare Tony Petitti to suspend Harbaugh. He does. Michigan's natural response, let's take this to court. We're going to sue you. We're going to take it to the Big Ten.
You know my
we're going to dig a Michigan judge out of the mothballs.
He's going to
come. So then the judge on Saturday doesn't rule, obviously, because didn't have time to do whatever, blah, blah, blah. And Michigan goes straight into, as you said it,
victim
for
mode.
us. We are so aggrieved.
Yep. Oh, the victims. It's so sad. Oh my God, how can we do this to the players? What about the players on the other team that, you had a guy on the sideline of games like he was Where's Waldo and we had to find him? Come on, this idea that Michigan and Michigan players are being harmed by this is fucking hilarious. I'm sorry, but you're not the only ones involved here. There was teams that you used signs and cheated against that you recorded. You broke the rules. End of story. You broke the rules. Accept it and move the fuck on so the rest of us can all move on. But nobody's going to move on while you sit there and play victim. So to say, oh, well, you guys should move on, it's nothing. No, it's not nothing. Especially when you guys don't make it go away. Let it go away. Accept the punishment and move the fuck on.
Like you said, you can't punish Michigan's kids. Exactly. You're spot on with, what about the other teams on these in this situation? There's NIL dollars at stake. There's player safety at stake. These kids only get so many games to put good tape together for their futures in the NFL or whatnot. And for Michigan to know what plays they're running, they did. There's film on it. There's just so much evidence where they knew what the other teams were running. Plain and simple. Beyond player safety, coaches lost jobs, players lost scholarships, players had to transfer to shittier schools. This goes deeper than just, you can't punish Michigan's kids. Well, your opponents were being punished for 3 years.
Yeah,
everything.
It's a joke.
You're guilty, you're guilty. Nobody respects you. It's over. There's an asterisk next to the last 3 years.
Oh yeah,
there's
forever.
no way around it.
I'll never.
There's no way around it.
I will never.
Nobody acknowledges it. Nobody's going to believe it.
No, I'll never give them credit. Never. Not one day will I ever be like, "Oh, good job." No, you cheated. You cheated. That's it. End of story.
No
You
one.
cheated and then you fucking fought it like idiots. But it's what they are. It's the cult. And then you got the people who work for Michigan. You notice how there's always one planted in every aspect. You got the one writer who works for this group, and they all have the same thing to say. Let it play out. It was rushed. The Big Ten doesn't have the power to do this. And it's like they all got the same letter from Michigan. This is what you need to say on TV today, Rich Eisen. Here you go. Say it. Desmond, here's what you got to say on game day. Say it. Charles Woodson, here you go. Say it. And they're all the same fucking 6 lines. It's like, shut the fuck up. Nobody fucking... You completely destroy any credibility you had, if you had any to begin with. Like, it's a joke. Just take your punishment and shut the fuck up.
And then to be so completely self-unaware, I guess is the word, to be doing the goggles and the spot and the celebrations, all their celebrations were this.
Do you expect anything less?
And let's make no mistake about it. If Penn State had a
modicum of an offense,
they get beat. They get beat on Saturday.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a whole nother. James Franklin's a whole nother fucking story. How that guy's still employed is beyond me.
You go try that 30 straight runs against in the playoffs against Alabama or Georgia.
Doesn't work.
See how that works out for you.
You can they can put 10 offensive linemen on the field. It ain't gonna fucking work. But that's not the James Franklin. That's a whole can of worms. We can get into him and how he shouldn't be employed right now. But the Michigan thing is, just take the punishment. Shut up. You're going to win. They're going to win regardless of Harbaugh's on the sideline or not. Even if he was suspended and not allowed to help during the week, I still think they're going to beat Maryland this week. Maybe Ohio State's a different can of worms. But just shut up. They should have took the punishment when it was offered 3 weeks ago.
It was always going to be them in Ohio State. I mean, it was always going to come down to that game this year. There was no doubt in my mind about that. But like you said, just take the punishment. Not taking the punishment is going to make this worse down the road, because now the NCAA, now the Big Ten can add to this. Oh, the Big Ten in their ruling said we can add to this when we find out more information, if there is. Which
if the NCAA doesn't drag their fucking feet and they finish this before Selection Day, Michigan's in trouble. They've got all the evidence they need, and they've shown it to the Big Ten. The Big Ten went light. They wanted to make both sides happy, and the Petiti didn't make anybody happy, really. He should have went hammer one way, either went nothing or all in.
Or hammer.
Instead, he pussyfooted it, and he basically made both sides not happy. The people who think that Michigan's a bunch of cheaters, and the Michigan fans who think they're just aggrieved. It is what... But it's like what we expected. It's what happens with the Big Ten. It's always been this way, whether it's Petiti or whether it's whoever. It's the same thing. You know that certain schools are not going to be punished the same as other schools. If this was Rutgers, they'd be dead. They'd be banned from the postseason. It would be over already. But it's Michigan. If it was Ohio State, it would be the same thing as Michigan. There's certain schools that get benefit and the other ones that don't, and they act like they're hard done by, but they're actually getting let off easy.
I love that they're threatening to leave the Big Ten. That's hilarious.
Like, honestly,
that's hilarious.
Do it. Go independent. Be Notre Dame. You cultists can all lick each other's feet and toes, and the rest of us will move on in the Big Ten. Because it.
Well, apparently I wasn't aware of it, but they've been carrying the water for the Big Ten.
For the
better part of 100 years, I guess.
For the last 20 years, they did what?
They are the Big Ten.
Yeah, all those titles they were winning from 2004 till a year and a half ago. Yeah, good job, guys. You carried it.
I'm still waiting to see how this Ryan Day RICO case plays out.
Ryan Day's family knows. Everyone knows. They sent the investigators to hack a computer. It's all Ryan Day.
I know. It's the conspiracy theorists.
3 days later, Ryan Day and Ryan Day's family had nothing to do with it. Oh. Fucking stupid.
I know. The Michigan plants and the message board people are just like... got their tinfoil hats on going, this is what happened.
Every day for the last 3 weeks, it's like something came out more that made them look even more guilty than the day before, and yet they act like they're so hard done by.
Ohio State and Rutgers gave Purdue they talked to Purdue about their game plans against us.
Nothing against the rules.
Not illegal.
No. They're allowed to discuss things. It's not against the rules. It's not going to a game dressed as Waldo on the sideline with fucking video camera sunglasses on and recording the other team. There's a big difference there. CMU is going to be the place that gets crushed the most. You watch. CMU is going to get fucking destroyed.
They'll get really punished before anybody else does.
You watch. NCAA will fucking ban CMU for like 3 years.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yet Michigan will skate. So fucking stupid. That is what it is.
Yeah.
We just got to hope that Ohio State can do what they need to do and put an end to all the talk.
Not convinced that they can't, not convinced that they can.
No,
it's going to be...
It's 50-50. If, like you said, if Penn State had any kind of offense, that's a different game. Penn State just offense is just so... James Franklin's a boob, and their offense is awful.
Their offense was like watching Michigan State play. No rhyme or reason to any of it. Something works, and then you don't go back to it. It's
just bad.
Speaking of LSU, we got donkey kicked by Ohio State on Saturday night in front of the whole world. That was fun.
Oh, really? We did.
Two more games left with this abomination.
Ohio State kicked Michigan State's ass? No way.
Again.
Fucking was it? It feels like it's been like fucking 8 years in a row of getting teeth kicked in.
We're on to the coaching search. Woo!
Yeah, all right. So, speaking of that, it's not Urban Meyer. Obviously. It's just not going to happen.
It would have happened.
So, of the guys that are being batted around, who do we think would do the job and do it enough to keep everybody in Michigan State entertained without everyone wanting to set fire to it? Because I know everybody had their hopes up for Uncle Herb.
Yeah, I still do.
Well, I think everybody would love it.
I know
it's not going to happen.
I know it's
not reality, I don't think.
And I've heard rumblings that Alan Heller and the board of trustees really weren't on board with the whole idea of it anyways. So, and if that's the case, Alan Heller probably should be fired.
Those idiots would put a cardboard cutout out there and be like, "Hey, look." Honestly, I don't know where they go, because I'm not impressed with Elmo. I'm not impressed with Elko.
He's too fat. You can't have him on the sidelines looking fat like that, wearing a fucking green and white moon.
I'm not gonna body shame,
but you can't have your head coach look like that.
Watching that is
name a fat head coach that's won.
It's a bunch of tryhards on Duke.
I'm serious though. Name a fat head coach that's won anything. You can't.
I'm sure I could find somebody, but
he's disqualified on that alone. Charlie Weiss.
Outside of his portliness, his defense is not that great. Everyone was up on high and on. Oh, he's so good at the early part of the year. How well's that gone now? You gave up 500 and something yards to North Carolina. He doesn't impress me. 10 years ago, maybe you could build something, but in this day and age, you got to be able to turn this shit around quick.
No,
and I don't see kids going, I can't wait to play for Elko.
Like you said, he's the modern
jumping in the portal for him.
In 2023, that can't be your strategy.
You can't go, I got 4 years to get my seniors to be good.
Yeah.
You got to be able to turn it around quick. These kids you got to go in the portal. You got to get guys. I don't see top quarterbacks or running backs or defensive linemen or offensive linemen go, man, I can't wait to jump in the portal to play for Elko.
And Charles Huff and Jake Dickert, they've kind of lost. They've lost their way out of. They've lost their way out of.
Huff is still living off of that Notre Dame win.
They've gone 0-10 since September.
Yeah,
so
god awful.
0-11.
Give me a break. They hire either one of those guys, I'm out. I'm done. Bye. Saturday afternoon is to gamble and not watch Michigan State, because
that's pretty much going to be whoever it is, though. The only other name I've heard you and I talk about.
The man
Jed
in
Fish.
Arizona. I think,
and he's probably not on MSU's radar.
not even close, probably. And I get it. If you look at the numbers, he doesn't have great eye popping, but what he's done with Arizona and those kids that have bought in for him, I think, and a lot of them are young.
Mm-hmm.
Get him to bring some of those kids with him, and I think we got a little bit of something there. Now, is it eye popping? Are we going to be like, whoa, we're winning the Big Ten? Like if it was Urban or no. But at least maybe we get to watch some form of entertaining football.
There's interest.
And the football might be entertaining. With Elko, we're going to fucking want to stab ourselves in the eyeballs. It's like watching the worst offensive years of D'Antonio. That's what we're going to be dealing with. Bad offense hoping to win 21-17. God, no.
Yeah. Good luck with that in 2023. Good luck with that in the new Big Ten.
And Smith from Oregon State, same fucking thing.
Ribbon. You drinking PBR behind you?
That's just brand placement.
Oh, okay. Sponsored by. Serving up the D, sponsored by.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. But if it's Oregon State and Smith, like it's the same thing. It's Elko West Coast. You're going to bring a guy in who's going to bring in a bunch of tryhards, and we're going to fucking hope? Because again, nobody's jumping in the portal to come play for him. So we're going to try and build it over 3 years, and hopefully we get a senior class. This isn't D'Antonio the prime years. This isn't how college football is played anymore. It's changed, and it ain't going to get any easier. It's basically now you're going to have the haves and a whole lot of have-nots in the Big Ten. You're going to have Oregon, Michigan, Ohio State, and USC, and they're all going to kind of rotate who goes to the title game, while everybody else is at like 6 or 7 wins. There's a huge gap, I think, that's going to form between the top 4 or 5 every year and everybody else. And it's not going to be fun.
It's going to be the teams you just mentioned, and then everybody else is the Big Ten West.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it's going to be. Yeah. There's no Big Ten West and East, but now there's just the halves.
There's just the 4 or 5 halves and then the rest of them.
You're going to have a bunch of teams that go 10, 11 wins. Well, not a bunch. 3 or 4 teams that go 10, 11 wins. 1 or 2 that hit 9. And then the rest are going to be 6, 5, and 6 win teams. Because they're all going to go to those teams up top, those 4 or 5, and get their faces kicked in. Then you got to hope that you don't have any tough non-cons, because they're going to lose there. And then you're just hoping to beat each other enough beat each other to make a bowl game. Yay, that's fun. But with a 12-team playoff, nobody's going to care about making bowl games. Nobody's going to be like, whoa, we were 8 wins this year. We went to a bowl game next year. No, 8 wins will be considered 6, what 6 wins is now. Like 9 wins isn't good enough. You need to win 10 games to make the playoff. You're going to need to win 10 games or obviously win the conference. So you figure the 11, nobody's probably going undefeated in the new Big Ten. I don't see that. If someone's going to lose to someone, it's going to cannibalize each other because now you're adding in multiple teams that are high quality.
Multiple top 15 teams.
Oregon, Washington, if they keep going with what they've got going on, they're going to be good. I have them in that next tier below the 4 teams that we really have up there. Oregon's always going to be good because they got that Nike money with NIL and shit. They'll always be good. They're always going to win 10-plus games probably. Then you've got Michigan. Again, we hate them, but they're still always going to be in that hunt. Ohio State, obviously, always there. And then I honestly think USC will figure it out. Plus, they always just have a good the California kids, they're always going to be a team that has a chance to win 10 games. So, and then you got Penn State, who's not just going to go away. They're still going to be good. It's just so difficult now to see any way that a team like Michigan State or Nebraska or Iowa or any of these teams, Wisconsin, are going to have a chance to get to 11 wins. It's just, I don't see it. I don't see a road where these schools can do it without having a superstar coach, without getting that Urban Meyer or that somebody who can, you can go and say, this is a name.
Lane
kids
Kiffin,
in the portal
Lane
are going to want to go and play.
A name kids will want to be on. A name kids will want to come play for. The other thing that sucks about this coaching search is we just got knocked down a notch when Texas A&M bought out Jimbo Fisher.
Well, and Mississippi State's open, and Boise State is open, and there's a bunch of schools that were open this weekend. So it ain't going to get any easier as the season goes on either, because more schools are going to start canning their coaches. We had the earliest jump on it.
They're going to end up being forced. They're going to end up being forced to go either the group of 5 route or the coordinator route. And that scares the hell out of me. Both of those scare the hell out of me.
No, like I said, it's the road to making the playoff got a whole lot harder with this realignment. And then you throw in Mel Tucker slamming his baloney and completely blowing up the program. With Mel, it was going to be an impossible road. Without him, with the way it's gone down, and he blew everything up, and the beating off on, we're fucked. I don't see any out. I don't see a way that we're going to be like, yay, I can't wait to watch Michigan State on Saturday. I don't see a road to enjoyment anytime soon on college football Saturdays for Michigan State fans. I just don't. And get mad all you want, Michigan State people, but I don't see a way that we're going to be like, yes, I can't wait to turn on the TV and watch whoever led Michigan State Spartans take on Oregon and get their face beat in by 50 points.
Watch a team full of Cal Hallidays out there.
And lose by 38 every week to the top teams in the league. Ohio State beats Oregon's going to beat you. Fucking you go to USC, they're going to beat you. Michigan's going to kick your teeth in.
We've seen what Washington has done to us on a consistent basis. So it's
I don't see a road to
it's a dark time
anytime soon.
It's a dark time.
Yep. Basketball doesn't seem to be much brighter right now.
Hey, we dropped to 19 in the polls.
Duke dropped to 9. Big game tomorrow. Big game.
Is it? Is it? Who you got in the top 4 right now, Wes, for the college football
playoff? Top 4 would be Georgia. And top 4. Georgia, Ohio State.
Quickly.
Washington, Florida State. Sorry, Michigan. But you're out because you're cheaters.
I got Georgia, Oregon, Bama, and the winner of OSU, Michigan.
You have Washington beat Oregon.
They won't beat them again.
Okay, you're playing it out what might happen. I'm saying I'm going off what's today. So, yeah.
I'm going off the 4 best teams I've seen play.
Okay, well, then it's Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, I think, wins that rematch, too, and I think Alabama sneaks in because they're fucking firing on all cylinders now.
Yep.
So, yeah, we're in the same boat.
We're gonna need Florida State to lose at some point, which I don't know if that's gonna happen either, but
no,
because they're gonna get in there and they're gonna get their asses kicked, I think.
Yep.
By somebody.
Who are they?
I don't know.
Oof. Yeah, they're gonna play Louisville or UNC.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Florida State's going to the playoff. Let's all just mark that down now. Florida State's going to the playoff, barring some.
Yeah, I was going off best.
Extraordinary.
I was going off best teams. I was going best teams, but I think unfortunately Florida State's going to get in.
And then one of Michigan, Ohio State, whoever wins that game goes. The other one's out. They won't do it again like last year.
Wow, they got to win the Big Ten championship first.
Okay. I'm so worried about beating Iowa or whoever the fuck it is.
Well, if you're Michigan State, it's kind of hard, but
yeah, well, who is that?
Oh,
who is the leader over there? Iowa. Yeah,
it's Iowa.
It's always Iowa. Wisconsin fell off the map lately.
Thank God that goes away next year.
That's the one bonus. Just being
as a college football fan in
general, the one good thing is we no longer have to watch whoever comes out of the West go to the title game and lose by 58 points.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll at least get a real championship game.
That's the one nice thing about the one solid division and not having. We got to go to the West, and who's over there? What scrub team that's overrated and winning games because they play a bunch of trash. Big Ten in a whole sucks, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's that too. I mean, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to take even Michigan and Ohio State seriously with as bad as the Big Ten is.
You're running. You need
So
fucking 7 offensive linemen and don't pass in the second half to beat Penn State. Not great. But it worked and it was amazing ingenious play calling. Yeah, okay. In 1940, maybe.
We'll go with that. What's the Michigan way?
All right. Let's wrap this bad boy up and
that is serving up the D college edition.